Hello, everybody. This is Donovan, Maggie, with No Filter. Today we're going to be talking about Black Lives Matters, BLM. There's a person named Kohl that would like to speak with us. We're going to get a different perspective from some of the viewers have been asking. That's a subject we haven't brought up.
Pretty controversial.
It is.
But yeah, then again, this is No Filter.
And Kohl is African American. So let's give him a ring and see what he wants to talk about.
All right, let's give Kohl a ring here. See what's up.
Hello?
Hey, is this Kohl?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Kohl, this is Donovan and Maggie from No Filter. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh man, always good.
Good. How are you?
You know, I'm always good, bro. I don't really ever have a day where I don't smile too hard. So, Kohl, let's ask you this. Where do you mind if I ask where you're from?
I am from Michigan.
Okay, Michigan. And in Michigan, right? Can you consider the BLM movement, Black Lives Matter, to be pretty significantly strong, and that they are or are not doing exactly what it is that they set out to do?
I believe that the presence of BLM is strong in Michigan, especially during the riots that happened in the capital and such, Michigan's capital, so Lansing. And I believe that they minimally accomplished what they set out to do because nothing has changed so far more than more people dying. So in my eyes, I don't believe that it's any progress, more negative.
So what you're saying is, at some points, it seems pretty frivolous. Is that where I'm being led to believe here? Or is it that you're saying they started off strong and now it's becoming something else? I guess I really want to understand that point.
The message that they tried to deliver was great, but the way that they tried to deliver it is not I don't think that they accomplished anything in equaling rights or whatnot, and more just damage to the country and the cities that were affected by riots.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. What do you think?
I do. And I need to ask you, hello, Maggie. As an African American, have you personally, the racism, have you been, well, I don't know how to put that.
Approached by that since BLM or even before? Are you a victim?
Well, no, throughout your life, have you been approached with that?
I mean, I've been approached by it. I feel because I'm in a predominantly white area, so it's gonna be there. But most of the time, if it happens, it's on my back. I would say because they don't really come at me saying it.
Now, just to confirm, though, Kohl, as Maggie just said, you are an African American, so this is a very meaningful opinion. You will confirm that for us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't mean that in any offense, because it's just this is the type of stuff coming from the right kind of people that the people listening really like to know. And what was the name of the girl that was shot?
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor. Maggie and I, before we do these shows, we try to sit down and do a little further research than things we hear on the media. Okay, and upon doing some of this research, I mean, this whole BLM movement, pretty much all began because of her, is it not?
I don't believe, no. I believe it was part of it.
Okay.
She definitely was, one of the individuals that was murdered. And I do say murdered because that's what I believe.
Now, upon watching the investigation of that, though, and I'm sure you can agree because I mean, me and you watched it together, and we
Yeah.
pretty much had the same responses. The actions of the police on acting on the behalf of their citizens in that situation was complete horseshit. Okay, these fuckers were heinous people, and the investigation panned out that basically they were gunning her down regardless who was in that sucker. You know what I'm saying?
It seems to be.
This like they kicked the door in looking directly from her for her because actually I recollect in the interview with one of the detectives that he had stated we were given information she was in there alone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then if you knew she was in there alone, why'd you kick the door in unless you were looking for her?
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So that was, yeah. So I had to look at that and go, whoa, dude, you just totally busted yourself, you know? But, so acting upon, you know, any officer in this world, I want to let you know first and foremost, I support my local police department. Maggie does as well.
No, for sure.
I am a Freemason, and I'm here to tell you that is one of the things we are noted for doing. But if I see an officer as a citizen, if I'm the citizen, he's the officer, and he is making a victim out of somebody, I will be forced to help that man and possibly make a citizen's arrest.
Now, I wanted to ask you, Cole, have you ever came in contact with the law in your lifetime as any negative way as far as racism?
I would have to say one instance where I got in trouble as a kid, and me and my buddy, we got in trouble at the same time, and it was my white buddy, and we had the same charge. Actually, he had 2 more charges than I did, and I was 17 and he was 16. Like, our birthdays are a month apart, and it happened in between them.
Mm-hmm.
And I got tried as an adult and had to do 3 months in jail and 3 years on probation, while he had like 3 months in juvie and a year and a half on probation. So I think that the terms of that was kind of bullshit. But
so it's pretty much,
whatever.
well, you experienced white privilege that day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't believe that should be that America should work that way. You know what I'm saying? Because we got just as many African Americans in positions of power as we do white men and other ethnicities. You know what I mean?
We do, but at the same token, I've been asked this question in my lifetime. Have I experienced white privilege? Yes, I have.
You know what? I'm going to keep it real. I never gave a fuck enough to pay attention.
Okay, but I.
Do you know what I mean? Because I just live life by the tail, man. I just go with it. So if I seen that, and I'm the kind of guy, if I can get down, I'm gonna get down, which isn't good. Don't do that, kids. But so, like, if something happens in my favor, I'm just gonna run with it.
Well, that's fine, but at the same token,
I'd be grateful.
I won't lie. After that one incident, and I'm like, thank God that didn't go a whole nother way. But at the same token, hours later, I'm sitting at home thinking, I just witnessed white privilege at its best, and that's wrong.
Well, I guess if I was with one of my African American friends,
Mm-hmm.
and I seen him being mistreated and me being treated like the diamond of the best safaris,
right?
I guess then I'd see it, but I don't know that I've ever seen that because anytime I'm in the trouble I used to have such a bad attitude. Do you know what I mean? That I was too lost up here. So, and that has changed. God bless, man. I'm so glad for that. But, I used to have this really bad attitude. So, like, when I'd get in a position where I would see that,
mm-hmm.
I was already, like, gone. You know what I mean? I was already up in it. So, I guess by that point, I was probably the one that was being treated racistly. And the other guys, they're going, I didn't do it. He did it. You know?
Let me ask you this. Living in a predominantly white neighborhood, you did say that, correct?
Yeah.
Have you experienced anything like high school, things of that nature? Did you ever feel out of place? Did you ever feel like, I'm being treated differently in that aspect?
No, I was pretty big into sports, which led me into like being big in the community. So it was like pretty much open, like I felt like normal,
Okay.
and it's still normal to me.
You know,
So like
It's interesting because, a lot of people say a completely different story, but that's great that you were treated as you should be.
now you do know, Cole. Tonight we were gonna interview a person from both sides. Okay, someone who is an African American with an opinion, and someone who is uh, of white pride that had an opinion. But that person obviously did not have the balls to come here. So I want to tell you, I commend you wholeheartedly for facing this and coming in like the champ you are today, sir.
Absolutely.
And God bless you for it.
thank you.
Yes, sir. So to the cowards, and to the man who actually came in here with a decent attitude and had no strife in mind. This is to you, buddy. Okay, so we're going to continue the conversation, Cole, but we're going to take a little different spin here. Okay, what is your opinion on the use of recreational marijuana?
I wholeheartedly support.
Why is that, Cole? If you don't mind me asking, are you a smoker? Are you?
Yes.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. This is Michigan, and in Michigan it is recreationally legal, and people are getting healed more and more every day, I think.
Oh, I do have a question. I don't know if either of you noticed the news in the past 24 hours, but Oregon legally yesterday went 100% legal on all drugs.
Oh, wow. Now, there's going to be one or two things I think is going to happen with that.
I don't know.
But, Cole, what's your opinion on that? I'd really like to know, dude.
I mean, I think there should be a certain cutoff point. Like I feel like weed should be enough, because after that, it gets like into the harder stuff, like not natural, like manufactured, like human processed stuff.
So like you're speaking something more like crystal meth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not promoting any of that. But my point was, they said that what they would do, you could have small amounts of, say, heroin, methamphetamines, and you'll get no more than $100 fine, and even if that, and they will offer you help, substance abuse help or mental help, things of that nature. But they're not going to put you in jail for it anymore.
It's kind of funny because I actually watched a show. There's a country somewhere. No. I think you might have been telling me this.
Yeah, I was.
Where there's a country where there's a hospital where they give you heroin.
Don't quote me on this because I can't remember the country.
Right, yeah, I can't either.
But it was a documentary that I watched. Yes, that they let you inject your drugs at this facility.
And then they kind of every day come at you with the goal of getting off.
Yeah, they want to help you, but at the same token, they want you, if you're going to do it anyway, they want to keep you alive.
And be able to, medically
I'm not
be on
endorsing
hand.
that either.
No, I'm not endorsing any drugs, actually.
But it's interesting.
But I will endorse this NOS. Gotta have it.
Every single day.
Every single day.
Now, what if, let's hypothetical on this one, what if the state of Michigan did this? What would you think about it?
If the state of Michigan had done it? Well, there's a couple of opinions, and I really see a valid point on both sides. The opinion on one side is mostly from the older generation, and I've come to terms with understanding it that way, is that the older generation really can't embrace the thought of people walking around getting high. And back in their day, reefer, that's what they called it then, was a drug that made people crazy. Now, you're talking 50s and 60s, this is what they told people.
For sure.
So, now, growing up knowing that, and then all of a sudden, here we are in the 2020s, and they're like, hey, man, This is what's up. And it's legal. And our older generations go, what in the blue fuck did just happen in this world?
Things have changed.
Right. Now, if you were to bring that to Michigan,
I don't know.
I think our older generation would
Flip
cease.
out?
No, I think they'd all cease to exist because they'd all just about have a heart attack or blow their own brains out, thinking that, oh my God, the entire state's going to be drug addicts.
Well, my hometown happens to be one of the new Green Miles. I think we have more dispensaries than bars now.
Yeah, it is the Green Mile too.
It
Yep.
is,
They actually
and,
do call it that. That's weird.
You know, we kind of promote the dispensaries and the marijuana, industry, which I think is awesome.
I got to say on my behalf that I've seen a lot of people's attitudes change tremendously.
Oh, and by the way, and I don't smoke weed, but I still think it's awesome.
I don't confirm or deny.
But I don't. I used to.
No, but I will say this as a pure sports specialist. I've seen so many people addicted to so many different kinds of narcotics, and some that aren't even narcotics. That's the thing. There's a lot of people out there that are doing these psych drugs that aren't even narcotics and have found a way to get fucked up on them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm going to tell you that the only person or the only type of drug user that I haven't ran into working for the MDOC is a weed addict. I mean, I've never heard of that.
No.
You know what I mean? And I've seen some bangers, man. I'm talking about every night hitting a guy with the Narcan. Same guy. Yeah. And then he gets mad at you because he thinks you owe him $45 when you just saved his fucking life. Fuck that, bro. Happen. So, yeah, am I about the consistency of possibly legalizing all drugs in Michigan? No, I'm not, because I think Michigan's already in enough drug trouble as it is.
I don't think we can handle it.
Oh, I think they can handle it. I just don't think that it would be a great idea. Now, on the other hand, there's the opinion of a majority of people that feel that if you make it legal and able for them to get to, we'll have less crime.
Possible.
Okay, that is a possible hypothesis, as I'm quoting the air.
That is.
It is. And I just don't know which way that would go. It's a two-sided coin. When it comes to the medical marijuana and the recreational use, though, I mean, can you agree, Kohl, that you see attitudes change like that, almost as if they've medicated their aggressive issues and all that just from smoking a little marijuana?
Yeah, it mellows you out and puts you in a better mood. There's no, proven negatives towards it.
Yeah,
I don't think so either.
I personally think it should be the anxiety medication they hand out.
I think it should be medication for a lot of things. But yeah. I'm not gonna put anybody specific in the picture, but I know somebody that's in my life on a daily basis. And this person was a military man. He was brought up by some hard men and hard women. This guy's a prick, man. He's a fucking asshole. But when he smokes, which he is just like in the last couple of years getting into it, when he smokes, this motherfucker's cool, man. Like, I can hang out with this dude. When before I just assumed, shit in his cereal. Before
it'll change a person, and usually for the best.
So, I mean, in some cases, I gotta say it works. And in others, I don't know. I've never seen bad other. So, if we're going to change the subject just for a minute, Kohl, all right?
We do this.
Yeah, this is how we do it. I'm trying to break this into small segments and try not to put you in an area you don't want to be. So, when it comes to the corona and COVID, the COVID virus, I guess I'd like to know, everybody's been asked this because this is a hot subject. What's your exact opinion on the virus itself? And what facts do you have? That'd be interesting to know, too.
At first, I didn't believe, that it would fucking be an issue. But then after the cases started rising and everything, and then, local people, people that I know, saying that they were diagnosed with the virus, it's still hard to believe that it like kills people because like it's just such a new virus, and most of the people that get it just say that they feel weak and bedridden or like lethargic.
Mhm.
And I just think that it's too blown up by social media, like to really fear what it actually is.
Now I kind of see that point.
Yeah.
That's valid. I believe the same thing. I think that the media, not just social media, but the media too, they are not downplaying this in the least, man. They are making this top story all the time. And it seems like, and
Yeah.
I've heard things of people passing away of overdoses. I've said this before. They passed away of an overdose, but if they have the antibody in any way of COVID, they'll mark that as the reason of death.
Well, you know, we've talked a lot about COVID on here, and asked everyone's opinion. Something we haven't brought up. I have noticed lately in the media, that the black community is being hit the most with the COVID.
Oh, is that true? I did
That
not
is
know
very
that.
true.
I did not know that.
That is very true.
Well, you've been doing your research,
I
have you
have.
not?
I
Woo!
absolutely
This girl's on it.
Well, I'm interested, you know. A lot of people got a conspiracy theory on that too. I don't think COVID has any color.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you.
I just don't. But it is ironic that it's hitting that community. Like Detroit got hit very hard.
Oh, didn't it?
Downriver. Oh, well, I mean, everywhere has. You know, I don't want to sit here and just name 2 or 3 places.
But there are places out there right now that are significantly not on the map.
Right, but
this COVID
yeah, they were saying that it just seems to have hit, you know, the African American community hard, really, really hard, and I have to wonder why. I don't understand why.
Well, you know, in the bigger cities, we live in a big city.
Mm-hmm.
So if it comes to that, my opinion would be most of the city, well, great portion of the inner city here is predominantly ethnic.
True.
Okay, and those people are not staying indoors when it was at its worst, and they're congregating still. We've seen it ourselves.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we have it in the area we live in. And
when they wonder why this is a rising number amongst African Americans, they're probably looking more at the populated cities.
Yeah,
where it hit the
that's
hardest.
why I say Detroit, because you know that's our biggest city, local.
Yeah.
So maybe, but I mean, have you known anyone that's came down with the virus?
Just like friends or like family of friends. Well, like not anyone close to me, like to where I know them on a personal level, where just like I know of them.
Right.
Is there anyone that you've heard of even through a grapevine that's possibly passed from this virus?
No, other than on the media, no.
Okay, well,
this seems to be the normal answer.
That is a normal answer. I got people in my life that say, yeah, I know people that died from COVID, but the bottom line is that's what I wonder. Like, was it really COVID? And they were probably much older people too. I mean, that seems to be what it's targeting the hardest. You know what I mean? Is the older people as far as like the death toll.
Seems to be.
And we're talking like people 60 and older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean,
the nursing homes have been hit horribly.
Yeah. Once it's what they actually like. What's that called? They're colonized.
Yeah.
So they're in a community of their own, and once it hits that community, it'll spread like wildfire.
Right.
You know what I mean? Until it's just all contained in that area. So
it's kind of strange when they tell us all to stay home.
Such as the DOC.
And colonize.
Well, actually, the MDOC is going through that right now, where when a guy comes into the facility I'm at in cuffs, I have to uncuff him.
Mm.
And when he's uncuffed, the first thing he has to present is his COVID paperwork.
Mm.
If he doesn't have that COVID paper, oh my God! I mean, there's an incident. I went out to take care of some of the other parolees, and when I came back into my office, my boss was in there, and he had a mask and gloves on.
Mm.
And I was like, as I'm putting my shirt over my face real slow, like, what's going on, Dave? You know what I mean? This isn't normal for us.
No.
So he's like, he doesn't have his paperwork. So I'm the one who cuffed this kid. You know what I'm saying?
It is frightening.
And I didn't have no gloves on. You know, welcome home, bro. Let me get these off. And, I'm trying to make him feel good. This motherfucker's sitting there like, dude, I feel like even worse than I did in there, dude. You guys are really dicks. So, like, I had to sit with this kid. And we had to, at that point, this is more toward the beginning. At that point, he's a parolee. He's got his walking papers.
Right.
But we're keeping him in this facility saying, you can't go out right now, even though you just did 17 years. And now you're in our facility. Yes, I am your peer support specialist, and I do want to listen to you, but at the same time, you're not going outside, bud. Are you shitting me? That's like the last fucking thing that kid wanted to hear.
Yeah, and I totally understand, because think about it, when this all hit, I was afraid to go to the hospital. I'm thinking, Lord, please don't let me get sick. I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want to go to the doctor's office.
Oh, man. I remember I took you to the hospital that night.
Right.
I was so glad they wouldn't let me in. I was like, fuck yeah, man.
See, this is what I get.
They were like, you can't come in. I'm like, oh, man, it sucks.
And I'm telling you, that was the second time I had been in the hospital that last year. Anyway, for whatever. But when I got there, it's like a sci-fi movie in there.
It's like the loneliest place on earth.
Right. I don't know if anybody here has been there since this has happened.
I haven't, and I'm not.
But it's like a sci-fi movie. You go in, and each room you're all zipped up. Every room is separate, and you're all zipped up, and everybody's walking around.
Dude, what the fuck are you about to do to me, Paul?
And I feel like I'm in a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, like, dude, there's some green-headed motherfuckers walking in here.
It's scary. I think people are more afraid to go to the hospital right now, or ER, or what have you. Because they're in fear of catching COVID.
Absolutely. I don't fear COVID, and I have my own reasons, and amongst many segments we've done here of COVID, I got to say to the public, my opinion is different. It doesn't make it right. Okay?
Mm-mm.
But I have been around lots of freaking people, okay? Lots of them on these trips I've taken out of state. I haven't sat still in Michigan for 3 months?
Yeah.
And I'm going to Miami. I'm going to down to Ohio. I'm in New York. I'm in West Virginia. We're in Kentucky, Pennsylvania. I mean, dude, all during this COVID, and I don't know one person that caught it in the crew.
Right.
At all. That's fucked up.
I seem to have noticed more people at home, because I do have friends and family that have come down with the virus.
Right.
Thank you, Jesus, that they're okay. But seems close to home.
It does sometimes. I know my mom's really worried. In your family, Kohl, are they like? Is it like a big deal? Are you guys like, Because I know.
Put your mask on when you walk through the door. Is it like that?
No, we're not too worried about it.
So you're all like, fuck it. If one of us gets it, whatever.
You're not like scrubbing the groceries or nothing.
Nah, we basically came to mutual agreement on if one of us gets it, then they got to start wearing a mask and doing all the precautions and stuff so that nobody.
Sure.
Well, like my mom, man, she's really like, God bless you, Mom. I love you, but I'm going to get you for this.
Oh, God.
My mom is so bad, dude. Like, Dad, you work with the public. You cannot come in my house. Do you know for the first 6 months of this shit, I had to stay in the yard and talk to my mom across the driveway?
Well.
I'm like, huh, dude?
But that just goes to show, her fears are legit.
Well, yeah, but, God bless your soul, Mom. My mom is she's in full what's that called, remission from stage 4 breast cancer, so she's a survivor.
Amen.
And from taking all the different medications it takes to put a person in good standing with cancer, it's lowered her immunity, so she's really scared of that.
But anyone listen, even me, anyone in that age group, and I'm gonna mention the age group, But a little older age group, we should be worried. Our immune systems do go down the older we get.
Not me. I'm super fucking
Oh,
man.
God, have mercy.
Nah, I'm not gonna say.
You're not super fan.
I am super fucking man. Anyways, no, I think it has more. I don't know, man. I'm kind of weird soul. Like, I feel like if you have the will to not catch it, right? You have the will to, like, be a better fighter.
That's fine, but I think good Lord gives us a brain to work with, too. You know, let's not walk into the fire.
No, I'm not gonna. But there's some cases, especially during my work situation, where I didn't have any god blessed choice. I'm locked in here with these guys.
Now, Kohl, have you been working during the COVID?
During the first shutdown, like when the state locked down, we did not. But then after construction and stuff, which is my field, opened back up, then I've been working ever since.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. So has the work situation changed as far as the amount of jobs available in your field, or has it actually gotten better?
It's actually, I'd say it stayed the same.
Or stayed about the same?
It seemed to have no effect on it, really.
Well,
After it opened back up, it just opened back up at full tilt.
Awesome.
That's good news.
Well, you didn't get the blessings of unemployment then.
No.
That's what I hear it is, the blessings of unemployment.
I don't know if it's a blessing, but...
Well, I know people that are not doing too bad on this.
No, I understand that, but
they're not willing to go back to work because they actually make more sitting at home collecting unemployment than they do on the job, which is.
And I get that. I mean.
But at the same time, this is a needed thing in a lot of cases.
It is
because these people won't have a lot of other options right now, especially in certain fields.
Absolutely.
Now, in my field, it's booming right now.
Right, and that's the thing. Like Kohl just said, it's pretty well stayed the same in his field, and that's awesome. But I think really our service industry is what's, like I've said this before, it's taken a hit. Oh, well, we reopened yesterday, correct, yes. So maybe.
We didn't even go out, man.
Yeah, 25%
Cole,
reopened.
why didn't you tell us? No. I guess in retrospect, Cole, I have about 5 minutes to shut this down. Okay? But what I want to ask you is to do one thing, okay? And listen very closely and try to put this in perspective. If you could say one thing right now that could help just one person that is from your heart to the world, I implore you, please say it.
I'll keep it short and simple. And it's don't give up. Just keep going.
Amen.
Amen.
And in short, everybody, this is Donovan and Maggie. If you like this segment, like, share, subscribe. I can't get enough of it. And please comment. We really need to hear that stuff.
Or if you have any comments, yes, please
give us suggestions and all this stuff because we really try to honor all of you. Okay? God bless you all. And you know what? Try to stay COVID free. But in my last words, happy COVID, y'all.